This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm joined by Felix Cash over Zoom. Felix, it's fight week. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Just can't wait to get in there on Saturday now and get a job done.
How has this camp been for you, Felix? You've had such a the gym itself's had a great run of wins recently. You've had Connor most recent, Ted Cheeseman before him. How has this camp fared? Have you had an extra buzz about the place? Have you felt it yourself in your training?
Yeah, listen, the gym's buzzing at the moment, isn't it? We had Joe Cadena even out before that, and you know, um, the boys put on very good performances and got some big wins. So it's my turn now on Saturday night.
You said it's your time as well there. With that in mind, with the recent success of the gym, do you feel a sense of a little bit of more pressure on yourself to keep this run of
No,
wins over the gym?
no, not really. No, no, not really. It's no added pressure. It's a fight at the end of the day, and I've got a job to do, and and that's what I'm going to do on Saturday night. Go in there and do my job.
Just before we come on to the fight, Felix, I just want to touch on Tony and his role with yourself and your development. We've seen Tony start to gain some brilliant praise recently, and just rightly so and rightly deserved. For yourself, how has he kind of helped shape and mold you into kind of the fighter you are currently, and how he's built you up?
He's a great trainer. He's a great trainer. He's been in the sport a long, long time, and he's made me a lot better fighter than I was. 2, 3 years ago. I feel I'm a much better fighter now, and he's when he talks to you, when he tells you to do stuff, he does it in a way that you seem to listen and get on board with it straight away. So he's a great, great, great trainer.
When you are working with him, what's kind of the telling factors that make him stand out as a coach?
He's very calm and relaxed. He's not one of these people where he's very relaxed. And he knows what he's on about. And he's like, he sits back and he just watches. I see him when the other boys are training, he's just sitting there watching, and then he'll come over and say a few words of what the boys to do. You know what I mean? And everything he seems to say is correct. And he's one of them people that sits back and watches, and you see him just sitting there looking and studying people. So he's a good trainer.
And Felix, obviously coming on to this Saturday night, Denzel Bentley, the man in the opposite corner to yourself. Talk to me about the fight, Felix. It's one which it's split opinions. People see it as a 50-50, some edge towards you, some edge towards Denzel. What do you make of it when people make it such a close fight?
On paper, it's close. It's going down as a close fight, but we'll have to wait and see on Saturday night how good Denzel Bentley really is. His best opponent he's ever been in in his life is the guy he fought last. And to be honest with you, he lost the first fight. I thought the draw he had, and with Heffron, and the second fight, Heffron won the first round and seemed to get an eye injury. So, how much can you read into that? I don't know, but he got a job done. He's British champion, and now I've got to get him out of my way. But we'll see on Saturday night. Is he as good as everyone's saying he is?
What should people expect from this fight? When the pair of you in the ring, how are you expecting it to play out?
And it's obviously boxing. You never know what's going to happen when that bell goes. But I expect to, he being there for a few rounds, and I'll start sitting on top of him and get him out of there.
That's something I want to touch on. I spoke to Eddie Hearn last week, and Eddie said he's expecting a very impressive performance from yourself, and he expects you to get the stoppage victory. Is that something that's really kind of at the front of your mind? You expect to stop Denzel Bentley?
I expect to stop him, but sometimes it don't go that way. And if it goes points, it goes points. But I'm going in there to win, and I'll make sure I win and leave no stone unturned. In the ring. So we'll see. If I get him out of there, I'll get him out of there. If it goes points, it goes points. But ultimately, I'll be winning the fight.
I know you won't want to give too much away, but just on Denzel, what have you seen of him that's kind of his best maybe attributes that you want to kind of look to nullify on Saturday night?
He's got decent jab. He likes to keep it at long range. Well, we'll have to wait and see on Saturday night. You know, there's different styles make fights, and we'll see how good he is and see what he brings to the table, and I'll have to deal with that. And the same as he's gonna have to deal with what I bring to him.
Felix, what should everybody expect to see from you then? We've spoken about Denzel. What have you worked on specifically in camp, and how much more of a better and improved version from your last outing will people see from you?
You know, I'm getting experience now. You know, I've had the experience of, you know, topping the bill last time with on fight camp, and you know, I've obviously fought Jason Wellborn. I've obviously fought Jack Cullen. You know, I've been in a couple of big fights now, and I expect this one's going to be no different. And I'll go on and get a win, and you know, it'll be an impressive performance by me. You know, I've trained long and hard for this fight, and it's time now to put everything in the play and get Denzel Bentley out of there.
You are the away fighter, Felix. Have you thought about that at all? Has it played?
Listen, I haven't really thought of it at all because, to be honest with you, you know, it's out of my hands a bit. I've got to go in there. My focus is winning the fight, winning the rounds, or getting them out there. So whatever happens after that, I've done my job. It's up to other people to do their job. And that's it. I haven't really thought too much about it.
Felix, as we mentioned earlier on in the interview, it's been a great time for the gym. I just want to touch on a few of those guys. Obviously, most recently, Khan-Benn with, again, another stunning performance against Sammy Vargas, stopping him in the first round. What did you make of, you know, Connor's performance for as long as it did last?
Listen, you know, he's very accurate, you know, very explosive. And he, you know, I knew Connor was going to get him out there. You know, Connor punches very hard for his weight. And he's very explosive fire, and he's like, as he's shown, he's improved drastically. So, you know, I thought he was going to get him out. I didn't think he was going to get him out of there that early. I thought he'd get him out there, you know, maybe 6, 7, or 8 rounds around that way. But he got him out there very quick, and you know, he caught him early. You know, caught him cold, as they say. And you know, he didn't have no time to recover. You know, he picked his shots nice and got the job done.
Felix, you've worked with Connor now for a number of years. You've seen his progression. From when you first started to see him in the gym, has it surprised you at all by just how much he's improved over that space of time? Because for somebody who's had next to no experience before he came into the professional game, he's certainly starting to look like one of the stars of the sport, or one of the future stars of the sport, rather, for British boxing.
I wouldn't say I'm surprised, no, but he's you know, he's improved drastically. You know, he's matured into a young man now. You know what I mean? He was, when I first went down to the gym, he was still a bit boyish, but you know, he's you see in his body shape and everything. He's matured into a proper man now, and a proper welterweight, and he can punch, and you know, he's got the belief. He believes he can go to do the, you know, go the whole way. And you know, he trains very hard in the gym. We all train very hard. We work with Tony in the gym, even though he never had that much experience. He's done hours and hours and hours in the gym with other top fighters, and with obviously a top trainer, Tony Simmons. So he's got all the experience he needs.
Kind of spoke after his fight with Sammy Vargas. You know, he wants Amir Khan, if it's possible, or a Cal Brook. Do you think that would be the right step for him? How do you think he would fare against one of those guys?
The thing is with Connor, you know, he blasted your man out there last time, and you can't really see too much of the whole fight, to be honest with you. But having said that, I've seen him in the gym, and I've seen what he's been doing in the gym, and you know, I think he's ready for, you know, they're on the back end of their careers now. As people say on the slide. And they're not in the prime of their life anymore. So I think they're big names and good fights for Connor in the stage of his career to get.
Felix, pick that one back up there. I just want to quickly touch on Ted Cheeseman as well. Another big win for him against JJ Metcalf. What did you make of his 11th round stoppage victory?
Oh, it was great, wasn't it? You know, he pissed the first 6 rounds, and then, you know, 5 or 6 rounds, and then, you know, he took a couple of rounds off, and he done the right thing. He said that, you know, he did mention that he was going to do that, and took a couple of rounds off, and then sat back on top of Jay Metcalf. He sat back on top of him, and you know, and got a very, very good finish. It was a good fight from both guys.
And then I was going to touch on a couple of. Sorry, say again, Felix. He just broke off.
Great shot to finish it, wasn't it?
It was indeed. Felix, just a couple of fights to touch on. This past weekend at your weight, we saw Demetrius Andrade overcome Liam Williams. What did you make of their bout?
You know, Liam you know, he kept trying all night. You know, you got to give him credit for that. But he was just doing with a better man. The man was just too good for him. You know, he was just, as you said, there's levels in this sport, and he was just, we got beat by the better man.
I mean, if you're successful on Saturday night, Felix, would somebody like a Liam Williams be the ideal step up once again? You know, somebody who's fought at British level, fought at world level on a couple of occasions now. Would that be kind of a good next step up for yourself?
Yes, and you got Liam Williams, you got Chris Eubanks Jr. in the country, in this country, and then you've got obviously a lot of other names. But my main focus is on Denzel Bentley on Saturday night. Do a job on him, I'll get him out there. And then I'll look at all these names, all you know, your Liam Williams, your Chris Eubanks Jr., you know, your boy, your other people. Then I'll focus on one of them guys and try to get a big fight.
And Felix, you mentioned Eubank Jr. there. He's facing Marcus Morrison on May 1st, somebody who had previously called out your name. Your thoughts on their bout?
I haven't really thought too much about it, to be honest with you. So Eubank should be beating and beating comfortably, but we'll have to wait and see. It's boxing, and one punch can turn a fighter's head, but so Eubank, I never really thought too much of it, to be honest with you.
And final one, Felix, I just want to quickly get your opinion on Canelo Saunders. Is only a matter of a couple of weeks away now. Does Billy Joe overcome Canelo? Does he possess that style to defeat the man who many consider the pound-for-pound star in boxing?
I think he's got the style to beat him. You know, he's a mover, a good boxer. You know, he struggled with southpaws. You know, he had a hard fight with Law. I know it was a few years back. You know, if anyone, he raises to occasion, Billy Joe, doesn't he, too? So if anyone can beat him, he can beat him. He's definitely up against it. But I think he knows that himself. But, you know, he'll raise his game, and I wish him the best of luck, and I hope he comes back with that title, with the titles.
Felix, we will leave that there now, and I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully you're not in quarantine too much longer. I'll leave a final word to yourself, mate. For everybody who's going to tune in on Saturday, for all of your followers, your fans, what would you like to say to them?
Listen, tune in, everyone, and watch me pick up another title on my road to, you know, to become world champion, and watch me beat Denzel Bentley and pick up the British title.
Felix, I appreciate your time as always. Best of luck on Saturday, and I'll speak to you again soon. Thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Thank you very much. Cheers, mate.